What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you three stocks that have really good potential for after the election. I'm going to show you my thought process behind these stocks and what different types of indicators I use to find out if they had good potential or not. So, of the three stocks we're going to be talking about today, we're going to be looking at them as potential swing trades. And what that means is we're going to be buying them with the intention of holding them for 2 or more days. As you'll see when we break them down, it's actually going to be a little bit longer than 2 days. But to get right into it, I'm going to start talking about the patterns. So when you look at this stock right here, this is Twitter, as you can see. It has an ascending uptrend pattern. And what that means is it's constantly making higher highs and higher lows. And this is good because in the long-term picture, you'll see that this stock is growing year over year, month over month. So this is what we like to see in a potential swing trade. Um, and then I'm going to tell you about the RSI. So if you go down here, the RSI basically shows you if a stock is overbought or if it's oversold. And it's good because when you want to buy a stock, you want to buy it for a good deal. And it's usually a good deal when it's oversold. And this RSI allows you to see when it's around 30, right down here. It means it's usually a good deal that a lot of people are selling, and it's probably going to be time to start buying when it switches directions. And you can see when it's red over here, that means it's overbought. Then the MACD. This is basically telling you the direction of the stock. So let me zoom in right here. And you can see it was really red, and that means it was trending down. The brighter red bars means it's going making lower lows, and then the darker red bars means it's going a little higher. So as you can see, it was trending down a lot. And this is because they had earnings, and the earnings weren't that good, and that acted as a negative catalyst. So as you can see, it started to switch back direction because the market's been trending up. It's been a little chaotic because of the election, but it is trending up now. And you can see there's starting to be a potential good deal. And look at the margin. The profit margin is 25, 26%. But that's if you make a perfect trade. And as we know, no one makes perfect trades. So what do? We're waiting for something called confirmation. So for Twitter, or for any stock, confirmation is when the stock starts making higher lows. So you can see it bounced up here, but now we want to see when it pulls back. If it doesn't go all the way down, we want to see it pull back a little bit and start making higher highs, potentially above the EMA line, this blue line, and the SMA, this green line. So if it starts making higher highs and higher lows, that means you're getting confirmation that it's switching direction, and it's probably a good time to buy in. So that's what we're looking for. And I'm telling you all this stuff because here at Modern Profit, we want you to make decisions for yourself. We don't want to put stock recommendations out and then people just buy them based on that. We want you to know why you're buying a stock and why we're buying a stock or potentially buying a stock, and then to make the decision based on your own criteria, and then you buy a stock that you see value in. So that's Twitter. So the next stock we're going to be breaking down is AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. And the reason I like this stock is because it has a really consistent pattern. And I'm going to draw these lines out for you so you guys can see. Draw that out right there. And drawing out these lines really helps you see, the highs and the lows. Okay, so now when you look between these lines, you have a really consistent pattern. It goes up, down here, up again, makes lower lows up here, highs up here, and lows down here. So it's really good. It's predictable. So now you can see based off of previous patterns, most likely it's going to trend up again. So what's going on though? Let's wait for the election. We have an election going on right now. So let's wait to see who's president, how the market reacts to whoever is elected, regardless of your party affiliation. And look at the indicators. Let's see. Let's talk about them. So we have the RSI right here. It's at a decent number. It's not too oversold, and it is trending up, so that is a good sign, and it's not overbought where it's a bad deal. So it's a decent deal right now. And then let's look at the MACD. Let's look at the direction. So let me zoom in really quick. We did have a smaller change of direction, not as big as Twitter, but you can see it is still trending up, and this is what we want to see. So now, talking about the confirmation that we spoke about before, we want this stock to make higher highs and then get rejected a little bit. We want to see it go down and then push back up, making higher lows. And this will tell us that this stock is now trending upwards, and could be a really good indicator to show if it's actually a good deal. So now let's just look at the profit margin really quick from the highs to the lows. We have about a 13, 14% profit margin on a perfect trade. And we know no one trades perfectly, So we'll take a little bit of that 8%, 5%, 6%. Those are all really good trades still. So just be on the lookout for the profit margin you can see on these stocks. And then if you see value in these stocks, if you see value in the pattern, if you see value in the indicators, take a smaller position, especially if you're starting out. Only start with one share. And if you're a little more experienced, take a smaller position size and start to build your position up as it starts to trend up. And then once it reaches highs, don't get too greedy. Get your profits early and don't get too greedy, because then you're going to end up riding it back down and losing the profits you just made. Okay, so the last stock we're going to do tonight is Peloton. And this is that company that makes bikes and treadmills with the big screens, and you can work out with other people around the world and do live classes. It's a really innovative company. But the reason I chose it is because it's making this ascending uptrend pattern that I've been talking about. It's a lot easier to make money on a stock when the direction's in your favor. So when it's going up, it's a lot easier to make money than when it's trending down and you're trying to get little profit margins when it's trending down. So right now, we see that since it has this pattern of pulling back to the green SMA line and then bouncing back up, we have a pretty good indication of what's going to happen after here. It doesn't mean it has to. This stock could easily just go down and start making lower lows. But if you look at this past pattern, it most likely won't do that. So now we're going to look at the different indicators and see what's going on to see if this is a really good deal. One thing to pay attention to is that this stock does have earnings on the 5th of November. So that's really important. It's very good not to take positions when there's earnings, because that could act as a positive or negative catalyst, even if they have really good earnings and it's better than expected. Just a couple weeks ago, Tesla had earnings. They were better than expected, than the market expected, and the stock still went down. It shot up really quick and then it went down. So that was a big surprise to a lot of people. So it's very good to wait until the earnings come out and you see how the market reacts. With that being said, we can look down here to the RSI and you can see the stock was oversold, and then now it's made higher highs, pulled back, and it actually made a little bit of a higher low. So that's good. So it's starting to get a little bit of confirmation, and this is showing us that it's a decent deal right now based on previous patterns. And then we can look at the MACD, this indicator right here, which is about the direction of the stock. It was going down, went back up again, pulled back, and then now it's starting to trend back up again. So these indicators are showing us that it could be a good deal and it's starting to get confirmation, but we don't have confirmation yet. So you don't buy a stock without confirmation. Why? Because you can easily get in here and you say, I want to get in early. I want to get in before everyone else does and make a couple more bucks. What might happen? The stock could drop and you can lose a lot more money. If you can't handle your emotions, you can't manage your risk, you might sell down here and lose like 50 or 100 bucks, 70 bucks. You never know. So it's better to wait for confirmation. You might make a little less money, but you won't lose money. And then it's very important to wait until the earnings come out before you make a decision. So with that being said, all we need to see, we need to see a little bit more of a confirmation, and then let's check the profit margin. So let's say we get a trade right here. It's about a 15% trade, $17 a share. That's very good. So what do? No one makes a perfect trade. So what do? A little bit of that. 10% is a realistic goal. And that's a lot. That's a lot for a stock trade. But with a 17% margin or 15% margin, half of that, 8, 7.5, that's very good for a stock. So keep that in mind, the profit margin, the risk to reward ratio, when you're making decisions of, does the stock have value? Do I see good value in the stock, or should I not buy it? Thanks again for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you learn more about the stock market and that you found something that added value to you. Like and subscribe for more videos like these. Let me know in the comment section below what stocks you want us to break down next. See you guys next time.